Okay, so our topic for today is router and Wi-Fi. Okay, so we will start with router. Okay, so router. Here's a router. Actually, this is a 3-in-1 router. Router at the front. Okay, for the modem, for the internet connection. Then we have this antenna, the access point, and at the back we have yung switch. Okay, next. So what is a router? A router is a computer networking device that forwards data packets toward their destinations through a process known as routing or routing. So ang router ay isang networking device kung saan sila po nag-transfer ng data, okay, from one point to the other point. Ito nakalagay dito, through a process known as routing. Yung routing is through addresses. Ayan, okay, either both physical address and logical address like your IP address. Okay, next we have a router is a device that forwards data packets between computer network, creating an overlay internetwork. Okay, that's what I have explained a while ago. A router is connected to two or more data lines from the beginning point to the end point from different networks. When a data packet comes in one of the lines, the router reads the address information in the packet to determine its ultimate destination. So for example, we have let us say this one. Okay, here when I type, let us say YouTube. Okay, YouTube has an address. Okay, for example, when I type YouTube, the router will read its address, and then upon reading the YouTube address or IP address, it will send that address or the line from my home towards the YouTube server. For example, let's see the IP address of YouTube. So let's go to the command line. So we'll be typing cmd and then ping YouTube. Okay, youtube.com. So when I type YouTube, okay, the router will read 142.250.204.142 as the IP address, and it will from my home line, it will travel to the YouTube server, which is 142.250.204.142. Okay, next, let's continue. Okay, so then using this information, it's in its routing table or routing policy, it directs the packet to the next network on its journey. So the line or my home line will travel towards the YouTube IP address, okay, or YouTube server. Routers perform the traffic directing functions on the internet. Okay, a data packet is typically forwarded from one router to another through the networks that constitute the internetwork until it reaches its destination node, like the IP address of youtube.com, okay, a while ago, which is 142.250.204.142. Okay, let me continue. Okay, So next, so the first broadband networks emerged in the latter portions of the 1990s. DSL most commonly. The initial high-speed of offerings were centered around the cable industry and its associated high-speed offerings through cable modems. ADSL, just what I have spoke a while ago, which is the direct subscriber line technology, predicts the cable offerings of high-speed access in the home and business, but it came to the commercial market approximately 1 to 2 years after the introduction of cable technologies in 1996. Next, router technology evolved parallel to the increase in bandwidth availability. As the technology improved, router costs was driven down, so nagmura siya. At the same time that router manufacturers provided greater automation for router installation. Okay. As far as I can remember, prices of a router by 2003, when I'm working in data line, is approximately around 7,500. For example, the router D-Link. Okay, let's search for D-Link. It's probably on Shopee. Let's go to Shopee. Okay, Shopee. And then we have this D-Link, DP701, I think. So let's search for that. So D-Link, DP701. Let's check whether it's a router or not. Okay, and let's see for the price. Before it's 7,000. I don't know how much this is right now. So let me type na lang DP router. Okay, DP router. A D-Link router. TP-Link. So TP-Link na ngayon. Okay, much better if we look on Google. D-Link. Okay. Router. Ayan. Okay. Let's look for that model. Wi-Fi routers, D-Link. This is Wi-Fi. I forget the model, but the brand is D-Link. D-Link. Let's see this one. Wi-Fi routers, D-Link. Okay. Wi-Fi, smoke router. Mobile technology service provider. Okay, this one 802. This is Wi-Fi technology. 801. I think it's 801. How about a D-Link 801? D-Link 801. There's no such thing as 801. Okay, let's try to search for the router. Google. Okay, Google. Then D-Link. 801. I think it's 801. Wireless and access point is 801. And 701. How about 701? 701 A-Link, Powerlink, DHP, D-Link Powerline Adapter, Starter Kit, Ethernet over Power. So it's not 701. I really forget now. At this one. Okay, found you. Okay, D-Link DI514 wireless cable DSL router. Okay, we have the DSL router which is 514. Okay, I don't know this the price of this one. D-Link D-Link 514 wireless router. Okay, let's start copy the description. Okay, copy then search. Okay, then we got D-Link 514. Okay, price, perhaps price. Still loading. DI514 wireless cable. Okay. Okay. So D-Link. Okay, this one. Then for the price. For the price. Medyo lag. I have to restart my router after this lesson. Okay, we have D-Link D514 and the price is, let's see, at Amazon, Walmart Canada. I think I'm going to need my calculator. Okay. While waiting for the list, how much is this network device? How many are connected? Amazon. Okay, so price before for the router, especially D-Link, it's around 7,000. Right now, the prices of routers has gone down. For example, we have this one router. Okay, Shopee. Okay, log search. Lecture still lag. Cannot search. Close this one. And let's try to search. Okay, for router. Okay, routers now are around 476, around 500 pesos. Okay, 523, 499. This one is very costly, 111, but not more than 7,000, right? Kasi dati 7,000 ng mga routers, ngayon ang mahal is 11, may 799 lang. This is a repeater, so we're looking at a router. This is an access point or a wireless router na po, 649. So cheap na lang ang ating mga routers ngayon, unlike before, 7,000 ang halaga ng isang D-Link na 514 na router. This one, how much na to ngayon? $14.99. So $14.99. So mahal pa rin siya, pero okay, mura na, 749.50. Imagine, ano, presyo nito dati 7,000, ngayon 749 na lang. Okay, times 50 natin sa Philippine peso. So mura na siya ngayon. Dati 7,000 to, no, plus. Okay, so bumaba na talaga presyo ng mga router ngayon. Anyway, sorry for the delay. Let us just continue with the lesson. Just wondering how much yung ibinaba, no, ng router from before. 2003, that's 7,000. Ngayon 700, almost 750 na lang. At hindi pa magandang klase yun, ano, yung router na yun, kasi hindi siya wireless. O wireless na rin kasi may antenna. Before, tama, may ano na, no, may antenna rin before. But 7,000 ang price. Ngayon 750 na lang. Okay, so yun. As the technology improved, router cost was driven down, so nagmura na. At the same time, that router manufacturers provided greater automation for router installation. So plug and play, then you are automatically connected. These factors enable the average consumer to be capable of establishing wired, that is cabled, and later wireless networks in the home and business, especially in the home. Especially routers today at home are wireless. Okay, either it could be wireless or wired, kasi pwedeng palan, pwede ring pa Wi-Fi. Okay, next, there are two major types of router interfaces, or the GUI: LAN interfaces and WAN interfaces. Okay, LAN interfaces are used to connect router to LAN network. LAN through wired, okay, has a layer 2 MAC address. So there are two layers for the physical addresses. Can be assigned a layer 3 IP address. Usually consists of an RJ45 chuck. RJ45 kasi wired siya, no? Yung cable. Okay, wired. Ito yun, yung saksakan ng LAN interface ng isang router. Yung 3-in-1 na router, no? Especially at home. Yung galing sa PLDT, sa Globe, at sa Converge nowadays. So yan, yung sa likod. Okay, so sabi ko nga switch yan, switch sa yung router, meron ng switch 3-in-1, and sa may likod po yan ang router. So this itong may yellow boxes are for LAN interfaces. Ito naman for WAN interfaces, ito sa taas. And this one is for LAN interface, kasi kasya dyan yung RJ45. Ito naman pang WAN interfaces. Okay, next. Speaking of WAN interfaces, are used to connect routers to external networks that interconnect LANs. Okay, depending on the WAN technology, a layer 2 address may be used. Uses a layer 3 IP address. Next, types of router. Okay, we have broadband routers. wireless routers, core routers, edge router. We have looked at yung wireless routers. Yung broadband routers, ito yung walang wifi. Okay, wired lang siya. Yung wireless naman, pwede siyang wired, pwede rin wifi. Yung core, hindi pa nakakita ng core at saka yung edge. Okay, so let's see yung broadband naman muna. So broadband is a device that provides access to the internet for multiple computers. It typically includes a network switch with 4 or more Ethernet ports for wired connections to desktop and laptop computers. So yun nga, powered siya. So may sa likod, 'di ba, may switch siya. Okay, pag sinabing switch, maraming saksakan ng RJ45. Okay. The router also provides network address translation or NAT, which allows multiple users to reach the internet with one public IP address assigned by the cable or telephone company to the service routers. Capture the information that comes through broadband connection via modem and delivered to your computer. So pagka naka broadband router tayo, yung IP address na galing sa sa ISP or internet service provider natin ating ginagamit. One IP address. Okay. The router choose route for the packet so that you receive the information. Firstly, routers are multi-port devices and more sophisticated as compared to repeaters and bridges. Okay. So multi-port yung router compared sa repeater, sa single port, saka bridges sa single port. Okay. Multi-port kasi marami tayong pwedeng nilagay na kable. Okay. Before, around 1995, that's 2005, okay, to 2010, ayun yung gamit namin ng broadband routers. Ayan. Wala pang wifi, no? Para magka-wifi, kailangan mo ng yung D-Link nga na 7,000 ang halaga na router. Okay, next. Wireless routers create the wireless signals in your home or office. So any computer within range of wireless routers can connect it and use internet. It works much like a wired router but replaces wires with wireless radio signals to communicate within and to external network environments. It enables you to run a computer or gaming system from anywhere in the house without having to run cables through the walls. In order to secure your wireless routers, you simply need to secure it with password or get your IP address. Then, you log on into your router with the user ID and passwords that come with your router. In other words, wireless routers, ito yung merong Wi-Fi na router. Okay. Ito yung natatanggap natin if we subscribe to PLDT, Globe, or Converge Telecom. Okay. Ayan, yung wireless router. Ito yung most common na router sa mga home. Okay. Next, we have the core, which is I'm not familiar with yet. Okay, a core router is a router designed to operate in the internet backbone or core. To fulfill this role, a router must be able to support multiple telecom interfaces of the highest speed in using the core internet and must be able to forward IP packets at full speed on all of them. It must also support the routing protocols being used in the core. So, pang mabilisan na internet na to, connection. I don't know, maybe ito yung ginagamit para mag-provide the internet. Let's try to look for that. Core router. Not familiar. Okay, Google.com. Let's search natin si core router. Okay, and natin tingnan yung itsura niya. Okay, images. Okay, mas malaki siya, Laki. Parang cabinet, parang server na talaga. Yan yung core na router. Kaya hindi ako familiar. Kasi pang business po ito, no? Obviously, no? Pang business. Pang company. Okay? Kita? Yan, malaki siya. Yan. Kasi laki ng cabinet. Yan siya. Yan. Kaya hindi ako familiar, ano? Sa core router. What's this? Yan yung core router. Okay, traffic. Maraming traffic daw. I don't know. Okay, anyway. Let's continue. Okay. Next to the core router, we have the edge router. Edge devices are that which provide entry points into enterprise of service provider core networks. Example includes routers, routing switches, integrated access devices or IAD, multiplexers, and a variety of metropolitan area network and wide area network access devices. Edge devices also provide connections into carrier and service provider networks. Ito yung pang ISP, ano? Edge router pala tawag doon. So let's try to see its appearance. Let's go to Google again. Google.com. Let's type edge router. Okay, edge router. Okay, dito yung edge. Ayan natin yung image niya. Para siyang switch. O baka brand yung edge router. Mukhang brand to. Dapat yung isa. Okay. Switch to eh. Ayan. Edge router. So may kapangalan siya, no? Pero ito yung mas tama dyan. Edge router. Pang corporate deployment. Yung kanina for company, ito na pang corporate or pang ISP nga. Okay? Hindi ito switch kasi ito eh. Wala yung ano. Ayan, ito. Yung Oracle Cloud with Net Foundry. Pati ito yung inauna. Typical corporate deployment. So, pang ano siya, corporation or pang ISP. Yung like PLDT, Globe, saka Converge. Ayan. Ito mga to, yung karamihan dyan, switch yan. Ano? So, may pangalan palang edge router na switch. Okay, this is a switch. Not really a router. Ito yung kanina yung core. Tapos yung edge, yung pang kumbaga mas malakas pa sa core, no? Ang core, ang company lang eh. Itong edge is for ISP or corporate businesses. So siyang yung parang isang item lang. So sama-samang devices siya para magbigay ng internet sa iba. Okay. So wala siyang sample na picture. Next tayo. We have number 18. Routing protocols. A routing protocol specify how routers communicate with each other, disseminating information that enables them to select routes between any two nodes on a computer network. For data transfer or data dissemination, routing algorithms determine the specific choice of route. Okay, yung ruta. Each router has a prior knowledge only of networks attached to it directly. Kumbaga, kung sino lang nasa list niya, nasa UI niya. UI or user interface. No? Routing protocol shares this information first among immediate neighbors and then throughout the network. This way, routers gain knowledge of the topology of the network. Okay, remember topology, arrangement. Okay. So, nakabase yung routing protocols natin kung ano yung nakalagay ng mga network devices dun sa ating router user interface o yung UI. And then we have types of routing protocols. First, we have EIGRP, or Enhanced Interior Gateway Routing Protocol. And then we have IGRP, or Interior Gateway Routing Protocol. Ito enhanced, ito interior lang. Next, connecting or advantages of router. Connecting an internet modem directly to a PC exposes that PC to a host of security issues. Pagka direkta tayo connect sa internet, like in dial-up before, like yung broadband natin before sa DSL, we are exposed of security issues. A router is not a replacement for firewall or anti-malware measures, but it's an important first step towards a largely secure network environment. Kung tayo ay naka-router user interface, mas safe tayo. Using a router as an intermediary between the outside network of the internet and the inside network of your organization provides a scalable environment that is also to a degree easier to secure. So, yung router kasi, bukod sa modem, meron siyang switch. So, ang ano natin, we are connected to the switch. Actually, you are connected to the Wi-Fi sa inyong router. You are connected to the Wi-Fi, then from the Wi-Fi towards the switch. Okay, so may security between that. May firewall. 821 tayo. Disadvantage. Routers add additional IP-based headers. These headers include information such as voice and destination addresses, UDP information, and checksums. These headers are attached to every payload of data. So may additional siya, no? IP-based header. Parang additional data filter para sa security guard. Large pieces of data are typically broken into thousands of smaller headers, making this header data consume a percentage of the total available bandwidth. And last, for the router. Okay, wala na. Yung last. Okay, that's the router. It is a device, a network device. Okay. That has a starting point, okay, and to the end point, the transfer data based sa address na nakuha niya, from our operating system, from the software on our operating system. Okay. Next, we have last topic for today. We have the introduction to Wi-Fi technology. Okay. After the router, we have Wi-Fi kasi kadalasan ng router natin ay 3-in-1 na. We have the switch. Then we have the switch, yung wired. Okay. And of course, we have the repeater. That will be our next topic. Okay. Repeater. But before we go to the repeater, we have the Wi-Fi. Okay, Wi-Fi muna tayo. Okay, introduction to Wi-Fi technology. What is Wi-Fi? Wi-Fi, or wireless fidelity, yung kanyang acronym, is freedom. Kasi air connection tayo, freedom from wires. Okay, allows us to connect to the internet from anywhere without wires, and send and receive data indoors and outdoors, anywhere within the range of the base station or the base router. Okay. And of course, Wi-Fi is fast. Okay, kahit wala siyang kable. Pero mas mabilis pala yung kable, para sa air. Kasi pagka air, pwedeng maharangan. Okay, Wi-Fi hotspot. A region covered by Wi-Fi. So, yung area na may Wi-Fi, covered ng Wi-Fi. So, hotspot ang tawag doon. Any location which wireless technology available for use to consumers. Okay? Usually, when you go to the mall, at syempre sa inyong house or yung area na malapit sa inyong house. That's a hotspot. Airports, coffee shops, and so on. So, like Starbucks, I think free yung kanilang Wi-Fi, so you can consider Starbucks coffee shop as a hotspot kasi may Wi-Fi. Mga buses, minsan may mga hotspot ng Wi-Fi. Next, Wi-Fi connects you anywhere, connects you to others and to the internet. gives freedom to change location and to have full access to your files kung nasa cloud, office, and network connections wherever you are. Okay. Types of Wi-Fi, we have 802.11b or the B standard. We have 802.11a or yung Wi-Fi 5, 802.11g or the G standard. Okay, so what is the B standard? 802.11b protocols began appearing in the marketplace in the late 1999. So 1999 pa tong B standard na to, which is used until today, mostly in our country. Operates in the 2.4 GHz radio spectrum, which is also shared with devices such as cordless phones and microwave ovens. So sila kay kadalasan ay 2.4. 802.11b will operate within a 100 to 150 feet range. So yun yung kanyang distance from the router. So may Wi-Fi pa rin, kahit 150 yung range or 100 yung range. Okay. Theoretically, maximum transfer is 11 Mbps. Yan yung kanyang maximum transfer. 11 Mbps in theory. But in reality, kadalasan that's 4 Mbps or 5 or 6. The dual real world performance is about 4 to 6 Mbps. Yan kasasabi ko lang. 4, 5 or 6. Okay? Yung travel ng isang Wi-Fi. Kasi sa piso Wi-Fi ko ang bandwidth na nilalagay ko ay 4 Mbps. Okay, para hindi masagad. Kung meron akong 10 Mbps, 4 Mbps, so meron pa akong 6 para sa iba. Kung meron akong 70 at 4 Mbps lang yan, meron pa akong natitirang 66 para sa iba. Okay, next. We have yung Wi-Fi 5. Theoretical maximum speed of 54 Mbps. Okay, the actual real world performance of A is 15 to 20 Mbps, so mas mataas siya or about 4 times faster than 802.11b. It operates in the 5 GHz band, so instead of 2.4 lang, 5 GHz siya. Performs better in high density area. The technology features more overlapping channels. So why not mag 11b na lang? Kasi may mas gamitin ng ang Wi-Fi B dahil may mga devices, may mga appliances na gamit pa rin ay 2.4 like yung microwave oven at saka yung mga cordless phone. So although mas better yung speed nito, yung ibang device kasi hindi sakop ng ganitong technology, which is Wi-Fi 5. Next, the last one, G standard, introduced in 2003. Okay, mas bago-bago. Combines many of the best features of previous two standards. 100 to 150 feet, 2.4 GHz para sa ibang devices sa cloud niya. Shares the advantage of extremely fast data throughput and speeds of 50 to 20 Mbps. Si Globe may option kung ikaw ay B standard or mag-G standard ka. I don't know sa PLDT. Okay. Next, connecting two PCs using an access point. Pagka may access point ka, therefore you are eligible to have a Wi-Fi connection. Connect the RJ45 cable to the NIC. Kung magko-connect tayo, example ko rito yung piso Wi-Fi ko. I have my router and then I have my piso Wi-Fi. So yung router ko may access point. Yung piso Wi-Fi ko merong mas mabilis o mas malayong range na access point na sasagap niya o na ibibigay niya. Okay, so kailangan para mag-connect sila galing mula sa router papunta sa access point, kailangan may RJ45 cable ako, which is meron naman. Connect the other side to the LAN port of the access point. Okay, get the LAN on the same IP range as the access point, and then test or ping access the web server of the access point. So sa user interface niya, which I have done. Okay, pagka pumunta ako doon sa user interface ko, mawala ng internet. Pero I'm not using the internet ngayon, so pwede natin gawin yan as an example. Okay, ito yung user interface ng aking piso wifi. Ayan yung piso wifi ko. Connect muna ako for a while. And then, wait lang na siya matapos. Ayan, tapos po, punta ako sa admin, sa aking UI, /admin. Okay, then for the password, of course, may username yun, saka password po. And tapos kanyang captcha. Okay, ito yung UI ng aking piso wifi. Ayan siya. Okay, nandiyan lahat: dashboard, sales, voucher generator, schedule, time zone. Okay, ayan siya. Ito ring load. Anyway, so tuloy tayo ng class. Ayan yan na lang. Lakihan ko. So, yun. Access the web server of the access point. Okay. Yun yung web server ko sa PC Wi-Fi. Plug in the PCI wireless card. Yun yung board niya, no? Hindi ko man lang mapapakita rito. Let the card get detected by the system. Go to wireless network connections properties. Yun katulad kanina. Scroll down to the TCP IP connection properties. And then assign an IP to the wireless card with the first 3 tags. Okay. Okay, so yun yung sa PC Wi-Fi. So may sinaset dyan na parang sa IP addresses. Okay, so connect ulit ako sa internet. Close ko to. Okay, so I'm connected na po. Close ko lang to. Okay, so let's go back. So ito yung kanina, no? Ayan. Okay. Oops, napunta sa dulo. Balik tayo. Kasi wala pa tayo sa dulo. So connecting router using wireless router. Sharing internet connection using a wireless router. Ayan. Okay, so kukonek lang. Usually, diba, no, pag kumukonek tayo, for example, if you want to connect to the Wi-Fi ng router. So, let us say, nandito tayo sa isa, which is outside space, so Wi-Fi. Gagano ka lang, punta ka lang sa Wi-Fi dito, sa network mo, tapos hanapin mo lang yung Wi-Fi, tapos connect ka, which is ito yung sa akin, yung AN, ang dulo ay 98. So, click ko lang yan, tapos connect. So, okay na siya. Ayan, tapos connected na ako dun. Okay. Next po. Here. Pag-access point naman. Ganun din. Pero router kasi may access point na. Okay. Pagka-access point naman doon sa isa, sa piso Wi-Fi, I have to connect to the other network. Okay, yung third party software, yung katulad yung pinakita ko sa inyo kanina. Next po, comparison with Bluetooth technology. Kaibahan po, Bluetooth, pwedeng walang internet connection. Yung Wi-Fi, definitely, dala-dala niya po ay internet connection. So, Bluetooth, short lang ang kanyang range, hindi katulad ng sa Wi-Fi. 100 to 150 meters yung kanyang range, so mas malawak. Si Bluetooth, kailangan mas malapit ka, no? Yung device mo, tapos isang device, kailangan mas magkatapat usually. Benefits ng Bluetooth, wireless, of course, inexpensive kasi hindi mo kailangan ng internet connection. wala kang babayaran. Not required to do anything to make it work. So, tutok mo lang, copy mo lang yung Bluetooth, okay na siya. Operating at 2.45 GHz, low power limits, the range to about 10 meters. So again, hindi po abot ng 100 meters yon Bluetooth. Each device is assigned a unique 48-bit address. Connections can be made to point-to-point or multi-point. Usually point-to-point. Tapat lang. Maximum transmission rate of only 1 Mbps. So mabagal ang data transfer ng Bluetooth. Ayan. Next. Pag Wi-Fi naman, of course, mas malayo kanyang range, 100 feet. Ayan. Strong security protocols. May security pa tayo. You have to input yung username, then password, tapos may captcha pa, katulad kanina. Bluetooth products make it easy to connect various electronic devices to each other without the need for cables, while Wi-Fi products were designed as a replacement for the wired LAN. Yung Bluetooth, pagka malapitan, okay, kahit wala yung cables, pag Wi-Fi, ganun din, parang pamalit siya dun sa kable na traditionally kailangan, like yung Cat 5e, no, sa RJ45. Next po, advantages ng Wi-Fi: uses an unlicensed bit of the broadcast spectrum, allows a dynamic network to be grown, more reliable and bug-free Wi-Fi products. Okay, so di siya nagkakaroon ng error, program error, bug yung Wi-Fi. Lowered prices, of course, mura ang Wi-Fi, minsan libre na nga. Possible to move about without breaking the network connection. Then let's get to disadvantages. Degradation in performance. Power consumption is high, so malakas po sa power consumption. Uses web protocol for protection, so kailangan din ng security. At limited range. Kumbaga limited siya kasi sa 100 to 150 meters or feet. Pero beyond that, kung di abot yung Wi-Fi range, walang Wi-Fi area na yan. Which is usual naman sa isang device. Okay? So that's it for the Wi-Fi or introduction of Wi-Fi. So our topic again is introduction sa Wi-Fi at saka introduction sa router. Next time, our topic will be repeater. Let me check. That's repeater. And this one. Okay. Repeater and okay. So this is our topic. Router, we're done with this. Wi-Fi, we're done. Okay, access point and repeater. Okay, that will be our topic next time. Okay, that's all for now, class. Thank you.